I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. So immediately after the Department of Justice unsealed its indictment of a Democratic Senator, Bob Menendez, MAGA Republicans, including Donald Trump's lawyer, Alina Habba, and others, went into overdrive to spread conspiracy theories. And they claim the reason the Department of Justice is unsealing this indictment and prosecuting a Democratic senator is part of a big cabal, deep state conspiracy, and the Democrats are just going after their own Bob Menendez in order to distract from the prosecutions of Donald Trump. This shows more of the Department of Justice corruption. Just think about the insanity of that conspiracy theory, that this is all a master plan orchestrated, again, by a Democratic deep state cabal, because only Donald Trump holds all of the secret answers, not that Donald Trump tried to overthrow our election. Donald Trump was found liable by a jury of sexual assault. Donald Trump stole classified records. Donald Trump threatens our democracy and our institutions each and every single day. Donald Trump fraudulently valued his properties, and that's why he's being charged civilly by the New York Attorney General. And we could actually see the valuations on paper, and we could read Donald Trump's deposition transcript where Donald Trump says, I just treat my properties like the Mona Lisa and value it however I want to value it. And the Saudis will pay me for whatever I want down the road. Anyway, Donald Trump's lawyer argued, by the way, in front of Judge Arthur Engoron in the New York Attorney General case that, look, he's a billionaire. Billionaires can do whatever they want, to which Judge Arthur Engoron banged his hands on the table and said, you can't lie on business records. You realize that, right? So let me show you here. This is Alina Habba, Donald Trump's lawyer, stating that the unsealing of the indictment of a Democratic senator is all part of a big Democratic hoax to try to further throw Donald Trump under the bus. I'm trying to understand this one. Watch this.
It's completely, everybody look over here. We're totally impartial. We're trying to be fair. It's fake. It's fake news. What they're doing here is it's just like how they brought a felony charge for guns only against Hunter Biden. Why? Because it's the only way that they don't have to dive into Joe Biden. This is more of the same. They're fooling the American public. And by the way, if anybody is silly enough to believe it at this point, I hope you get some help. I mean, our country is seriously compromised right now. We have a guy in the White House who is being bought by China, and meanwhile, Trump's getting indicted. I mean, it's crazy to me. It's crazy.
Outrageous. Yeah.
And by the way, I could show you multiple clips like this. I'll just pick one at random right now from another MAGA Republican Congress member, Clay Higgins, basically parroting the GOP line, which is, this is all part of a DOJ plot to try to distract from the other nefarious things they are engaged in. I mean, the level of delusion and conspiratorial nonsense you have to grasp to get there is beyond parody. Here, play this clip of Clay Higgins.
Oh, what tangled webs we weave, correct? First of all, let me say I don't trust anything coming out of the DOJ, and I would not put it beyond them to go after Menendez as like a sacrifice to whereby they could pretend that they would willingly and effectively investigate things like this. You know, give them a little cover for obviously not participating and helping the Oversight Committee, upon which I sit in the House, to investigate the Biden crime family. So I don't know if the senator did anything wrong or not. I'm hopeful that the justice system will figure that out, but I do not trust the Department of Justice.
It's a great point. It's a great point.
And this is what Stephen Miller, one of Donald Trump's top aides, wrote, because look, Democrats are calling for Bob Menendez to resign. The Democrats aren't like, oh, this is the weaponization and the DOJ is going after Bob Menendez. No, Democrats, like, for example, Democratic Senator John Fetterman, and mostly all Democrats are saying this guy, Bob Menendez, is corrupt. He needs to resign. He's presumed innocent, but based on what we know, get rid of this guy. He shouldn't be anywhere near a position of power. But of course, what's Stephen Miller's response to Democrats like John Fetterman calling for the resignation of Bob Menendez? Here's what Stephen Miller writes. Since John Fetterman obviously didn't write this, and quite clearly some other power urged its release, it should further fuel suspicions as to the timing, motive, and larger purpose of the DOJ removing the head of the Senate Foreign Relations. Again, what this is doing is sowing doubt, build a conspiracy, and then create some cabal, deep state, whatever, and spread disinformation. And look, is legacy media going to call this out? No, we call this out at the MeidasTouch Network, but this is the playbook of the modern day MAGA Republican Party. Spread conspiracies, lean into people's vulnerabilities and the complexity of modern society, and then basically turn the MAGA Republican Party into QAnon and push that. And by the way, you may be going, oh, Ben, push QAnon. That's not really what they're doing. You don't exaggerate, Ben. We come to you so that you can tell us the truth in an objective way. You can't say that the MAGA Republican Party and Donald Trump is spreading QAnon stuff and this is all related. We rely on you to tell me the truth. Well, let me show you. We'll prove to you that's the case. Here's what Donald Trump posted. All of these posts that he made all happened relatively recently. Donald Trump goes, where we go one, we go all. We the people from sea to shining sea. Let freedom ring, patriots. It's your time. If America falls, the world falls. United we stand. God bless you all. Q plus. That's what Donald Trump posts. Q plus, a death cult which says the storm is coming, where the storm being Donald Trump will conduct public executions of the deep state Democratic cabal. That's what they say. Oh, well, here's Donald Trump's post. He writes, we will stand tall in the storm. That's a repost. The QAnon terminology, the storm is coming. Or how about this repost by Donald Trump? We will stand strong in the storm, Q plus. And it has a Q where his lapel is. How about this one? The storm is coming with a Q, posted by Donald Trump, right there. How about this one? Donald Trump reposting, someone says, patriotic American alpha sauce. And it says WWG1WGA, which is the QAnon slogan, where we go one, we go all, over the presidential seal. Could you imagine just for one moment if President Joe Biden posted a photo of himself and over the presidential seal had the slogan for QAnon, where we go one, we go all, or posted things with Q on it? And by the way, I could show you 500 others, because that's how many of those Donald Trump has done over the past 12 months. But I'm not going to show you the 500 others because that would make this video go much longer. But by the way, on the topic of Bob Menendez, do you remember when John Melendez, aka Stuttering John, did a prank? I think this was back in 2018 when Bob Menendez had the charges dropped against him on previous charges brought by the Obama administration. Obama administration Department of Justice brings charges against Senator Menendez. Senator Menendez, there's a deadlock jury, so the court declares a mistrial, and then the Donald Trump Department of Justice, they drop the charges against Menendez as part of an overall policy not to prosecute people for corruption. And in this audio I'm going to play you, you will see Stuttering John, that's what he calls himself, call Donald Trump, prank Donald Trump. Trump believes he's on the phone with Bob Menendez and congratulates him for getting out of the corruption charges that the Trump DOJ dismissed. Play this clip.
Hi, Bob.
Hey, how are you?
How are you? congratulations on everything. We're proud of you. Congratulations. Great job. You went through a tough situation, and I don't think a very fair situation.
So, folks, we need to be tethered to the facts, tethered to objective reality, and we need to understand here what is going on, what's out at play, and the MAGA Republicans and their leadership recognize that legacy media is not covering this and that there's a void for them to fill it with this dangerous threats, with this dangerous conspiracy, with this dangerous disinformation. And that's why share these videos, please. Let people know what's going on. You don't see this stuff here reported anywhere else, which is shocking to me because all I'm reporting on is here's what they say. Here's what he posts. Here's what Alina Habba says. Here is what Clay Higgins says. Here is what Stephen Miller is posting. Here is what they are all saying. It's right there in front of us, folks. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 2 million subscribers. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch as well. Have a great day.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.